Uh, Sorry, guys. I guess I should finish what I was actually saying about the hierarchy, the pecking order in jail. So, yeah, sex offenders, grasses. Then you've got residential property burglars and handbag snatchers and all them filth. Because that's a personal attack on someone's privacy. If you get your house burgled, I've never entertained people like that in my criminal life or in my prison life, and I certainly don't entertain those people now that I'm neither of those situations. What else? Oh, I also, for me personally, I have to put wife beaters into the lower echelons. To me, they're just as scummy as fucking rapists and paedophiles, really. I know opinions vary, but mine's very strong on that. Wife beaters, coercive control. It was actually nice to see people starting to filter into Elmley when I was finishing off back last year, because coercive control became an actual crime then and people were starting to get nicked for it. But as usual with these guys, they're just completely innocent. It's her fault, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just sick and tired of hearing it. One thing that no one can ever accuse me of is not putting my hands up when I'm guilty. You've seen it on a personal issue recently in the last couple of weeks. And you know that I've never been to trial because I've pleaded guilty, because I was guilty. Guilty as fucking sin. So there you go, wife beaters, they're two a penny in jail now and no one gives a shit except me. I'm an old school prisoner and we're a dying breed. Those people can't talk to me in any fucking meaningful way. And I made sure they knew it. I literally had conversations with people before I got out, and I would say, so, what are you in for? Oh, well, my missus, I'd be like, listen, that's you and me done, mate. I hope you get what you need from being in here. And that's that. And then you've got more respected prisoners, commercial burglary, because you're only hitting some big company's insurance on that, really. Unless you do it when there's staff and public in there, then obviously it's a very grey area, that, because you're upsetting and potentially traumatising innocent people. But, I was in jail with guys that were nicked for robbing bonded warehouses at Heathrow, stuff like that. In fact, I bumped into a guy randomly recently at work. I was on a job and he knew people that I knew from my first sentence, who got caught doing quite a big job at a security depot in Heathrow. So people, kind of criminal fraternity, respect those people. They're not harming innocent people. And then you've got things like secure courts, cash in transit, stuff like that. Again, I think the respect for that is more that those guys are regarded as fucking game as a beagle to do that kind of thing, because you don't know the outcome. It's all a bit of a lottery. Financial crimes, embezzlement, fraud. I personally don't like fraudsters because, again, on the lower scale, they go after people like you and me, and that's why I've just mentioned that someone tries to scam me every week on through Facebook, sometimes on TikTok as well. And then drug dealers, yeah, in prison terms and in the criminal fraternity, pretty well respected, really. Criminals like money getters, and that's what certainly I was. And most drug dealers are kind of the same. Is there someone at the very top of it all? No, not really. Armed robbery, old school crime, that's still quite respected, although it's a dying thing really now. And yeah, big drug dealers, yes, I think people can sort of understand that, you know, anyone can be a drug dealer, but to be a successful one and to have a real kind of a real plan and a real work ethic, and treat it like a real business, I think even the scumbags in prison can understand that. And yeah, no one ever called me out for being a drug dealer in prison. Having said that, I've said it many times before, and I'll say it again. Of course, Joe Public is entitled to hate me. I know the effects of what I've done in the past. I know how deep and widespread they can be. So yeah, if you hate me because I was a drug dealer, or because I had guns, or because whatever, I get that, and you're perfectly entitled to that. I hold my hands up. So yeah, I would say that I know it's not easy, but sometimes just maybe try to look beyond the rap sheet and see the person. In my case, I like to think that I'm a half-decent human being, in spite of the shit that I've done in my past. And, you know, that's not the same for everyone. Some criminals are literally shit cunt bastards who shouldn't be on this planet. But you get that in normal life every day outside your door. So, you know, you take a moment, if you can, to just try and look beyond the black and white. Anyway, enough advice from me. Who the hell am I to dish out advice? Have a good evening.